Let me pull this up here. We'll read the caption. Page isn't working. That's interesting. Okay, let's read the caption. The line this morning at the Fort York Food Bank. The struggle is real in Toronto. This is Toronto, Ontario. Let me just make sure I have the right mic on. I screwed everything up today. I don't know why I put 13:30 as the start time on YouTube. It's supposed to be 1 o'clock. That's what I had on Rumble. So we'll see if the YouTube notifications work. Let me just make sure that I have the right mic because I was a little... There we go. I got the right mic. Okay, so first of all, this is... Get down here. This is out of Ontario. And you never... I mean, look, we're going to talk about a couple of things today. You never know what is accurate and what is not. This could be an old video. This could be a one-off. This could be a lineup to a movie theater and someone's maliciously and dishonestly saying it's a food bank in Ontario. Ashley Stewart, don't know who this person is from a hole in the wall. Investigative journalist, Toronto via Dubai, Christchurch, Tokyo, Jakarta, Toronto, Ontario. So 40,000 followers. It looks like this is not an outright lie. These are the lineups at the food banks in Ontario. And then everybody, let's run to spin it politically. Let me see. By the way, just to verify, you go and you read in the chat, in the comments. I bike bar there regularly, and it's getting longer every week. This is from someone purported to be from Ontario. Who knows? But you approach the information you get on the internet with a certain degree of skepticism, and you do the best that you can. The people politicking this, and you get your Trudeau supporters who, some people are going to blame this on Trudeau. Some people are going to blame this on Doug Ford, the progressive conservative out of Ontario, whatever the hell progressive conservative means. And everyone's running to spin it the way they want. Oh, that's Doug Ford's conservative Ontario. Don't blame Justin Trudeau. Blame Doug Ford. As if poverty across Canada, food banks across Canada, children not getting breakfast across Canada is not consistent. Both are indeed at fault. We've got billions to fund proxy wars in Ukraine. Billions. We've got billions to fund proxy wars in Ukraine. And what do we have for Canadians? Food bank lines, censorship, and assisted suicide. Maids, medical assistance in time, because it's cheaper. I make a joke, but it's not a joke. Doug Ford, I don't know what makes anybody conservative versus liberal anymore. The concept of progressive conservative, I don't know what it means. It sounds like an oxymoron, like a flat mountain, a jumbo shrimp, an honest lawyer. It sounds like an oxymoron. Progressive conservatism. All that I know is that in policy, there's very little that distinguishes Doug Ford from Justin Trudeau. Both supported massive lockdowns. Both supported an outright China-type style police state. Although I have a friend who I went to high school with who lives in China. He said it's not even as bad as it is in China. It's not as bad in China as it is in Canada. But buddy, I went to high school with this guy. He's living in China. We're messaging. He's like, this was like, towards the tail end of COVID, 2 years in. 2 years into the 2 weeks to flatten the curve, we're DMing. And he says, what the hell's going on in Canada? Like I'm walking around here. We're not wearing face masks. Nobody's locking us down. Doug Ford, the progressive conservative who took a big steaming dump on our Charter of Rights, locked people down, imposed vaccine mandates, wanted to empower the police to unilaterally, arbitrarily, stop and frisk would have been nice by comparison. To stop people in public and ask if they had permission to be out of their houses during lockdowns. Yeah, he's real conservative. What the hell does conservative mean anymore? So blame progressive conservatives? Sure, do it. I blame them all for the radical increase in poverty hardships currently going on in Canada. I blame Doug Ford remorselessly and relentlessly. I blame Justin Trudeau, the one who wanted to finance to the tune of $1 billion provincial vaccine passport systems. You imagine this? We got people dying in waiting in ERs, doctors fleeing the country because of the working conditions in hospitals. But Justin Trudeau, in addition to finding billions to fund the proxy war against Russia and Ukraine, while making the East Coast raise money for rehabilitation after the hurricanes last summer, he's got $1 billion to finance a vaccine passport system. $1 billion. Where the hell did that money come from, and where the hell did that project go? Because they dropped the vaccine passports, but I'm sure a number of people made a lot of money in the interim off that stupid system that we had in Quebec, the QR code system, an app that cost however many tens of millions of dollars. Justin Trudeau is not solely to blame. And my goodness, I would have never thought that one human could have single-handedly, brought a country to its knees. But lo and behold, Justin Trudeau did it in no time at all. I think he was elected into power in 2015. 8 years. You look at Venezuela and how it took, a decade to go from a prosperous, thriving economy to a socialist nightmare? 8 years under Trudeau. But hold on. Let me just, where's the tweet? There was a tweet while there's lineups to get food. Oh, and they're going to praise themselves and saying, we're able to get food to a record number of people. How the heck did I not bring up the tweet from Omar Algebra? While there are lineups for food banks at an ever-increasing rate, increasing violence in Canada, gun violence no less. We're going to get into that in a second. Omar Algebra talking about financing, electric vehicles, $5,000 credits for EVs. Where's the tweet from Omar Algebra? What date is it today? It's May 2nd. Oh, I know it was yesterday. It was last night. Hold on. Oh, they can find things to finance. Here we go. Look at this. Priorities, people. Canadians are struggling to eat. Let's go subsidize electric vehicles for those who can already afford them, if you're already looking at one. Here. Omar Algebra. The man who laughs in the misery of Canadians. And I'll show you that in a second. Here, look at this. Is there no volume to this? Where the heck is it? It doesn't matter. If you're looking to lease or purchase a new zero-emission vehicle, let's just focus on this word right here. Our government is offering an incentive up to $5,000 to help you make the switch. Can you imagine this? This is Omar Algebra, Minister of Transport. They found millions of dollars for their stupid Christmas ads about Santa Claus getting the vaccine passport system. There are record numbers of people lining up at food banks, and this jackanini nincompoop is talking about financing or leasing or purchasing your electric vehicle. Hey, here's $5,000 to the people who are in the market for an electric vehicle. And I love zero emission vehicle. Remember yesterday we talked about how to lie without lying? It's a zero emission vehicle as a standalone vehicle at that moment in time. After production, after mining, after shipping, after charging, it's a zero emission vehicle. You absolute buffoon. I don't know how many times I'm going to ask the question and not get an answer, but I think I'm on the do not reply list of Omar Algebra, some other Canadian politician. One blocked me this morning. Within 2 minutes of a tweet, we're going to get there. Zero emission vehicle. It's a lie while telling the truth. The vehicle itself, right now, my iPhone, zero emission iPhone. Right here. How did it get here? How did the lithium get into that battery? How did it ship over from wherever it was made? Oh yeah, zero. How do I charge this phone every night? With electricity. Omar, what charges the vehicles? Question number one. Omar, where do the minerals come for the lithium batteries? Where do they come from? Question number three. How do they get from their mining origins to the factories where they are refined into batteries? How are they refined into batteries? How do they get from there into the vehicles, into the lots in North America? What happens to the batteries after the car has used its useful life. And most importantly of all, after all of that zero emission goes into producing the zero emission vehicle, how the hell do you charge the electric emission-free vehicle? How do you charge it? You flood the lands of the natives and poison them with mercury? You use coal-generated generator thingies so that you can have your electric charging stations across America that are coal-powered? How do they charge themselves? You'll never get an answer, because we are actually being sold something that is as close to fraud as you can get legally. Zero emission is a lie by omission. Ooh, that's good. How do you charge the emission-free? Just everybody go out there, tweet at Omar Algebra and ask him that question. All right. Viva be cranky today. Let me make sure that we're good everywhere we started. We are live on Rumble. Holy crap, they're coming hard for Tucker Carlson, eh? Oh my goodness. I had to get one tweet out before we got live. Are we live? Yeah, we're live on Rumble. And I see Rob A says, yeah, I have a 1 o'clock start on YouTube, on Rumble, but 1:30 on YouTube. Whatever. I'm living with the mistake today. I'm not making those at Rumble wait for the YouTube. So those at YouTube, we'll see if they got their notification. Hey, people who are watching on YouTube, did you get the notification? Let me know. Okay, so what do we got today? The camera's back up there. Stupid flipping camera. I have installed the application to disable the function of tracking, and it keeps re-enabling the tracking. Maybe I need to put like a little piece of tape over the sensor. All right. Standard disclaimers: no medical advice, no election fortification advice, no legal advice. Super chats, Rumble rants, if you see them, YouTube takes 30% of them. If you don't want to support YouTube, but you want to support my channel, you can go over to Rumble. They have these things called Rumble rants, which are the same thing as super chats, except Rumble only ordinarily takes 20%, except for the end of 2023, or for the rest of 2023, they're taking 0%. So 100% goes to the creator. At the end of the year, I think they're going to go back to their 20%, and hopefully they will have built their market share up so that they're taking a 20% of a bigger market because they've gotten people to come support the channel, support the platform. If you want to go to locals, vivabarneslaw.locals.com. That's where we have a wildly intelligent, above average, wonderful community. Nearly 109 or 110,000 members of the community. Is that camera made in China? Yeah, it's tracking you. The son of a bee sting. Okay, whatever. I'm tired of disabling the tracking feature. It's the, what's the name of the camera? The camera is the Insta 360 Link controller. Look, I'd be surprised if it's made anywhere else, because you can't get things made in North America anymore. At least it's an amazing world that we've built. We've outsourced our pollution. We've outsourced our manufacturing, while at the same time becoming utterly dependent on foreign and oftentimes hostile nations for our critical infrastructure, while simultaneously further shutting down our critical infrastructure, natural gas, oil, things of that nature. Under the guise of Paris Accord, good for the environment, let's cripple Canada. That is responsible for 1.8% of global emissions. Let's cripple it entirely and become further dependent on foreign, potentially hostile nations, because it makes us feel good. Because on Twitter, we can then say we've reduced our emissions by 60%. Oh, yeah. And by the way, those electric vehicles, Omar Algebra, where do you get the minerals from? And which countries are you enriching through the subsidizing of the electric vehicles? I'm sure it's going to work out. All right. Let's get to a funny one before we head on over to Rumble in a bit. I tell you something. If they couldn't lie, even by omission, they would have nothing to say. We're going to start on the Canadian stuff, then we're going to get over to the American stuff. Hold on. Oh, okay, here. Look at this. Oh, don't read the okay, don't read the bottom part yet, because you don't want to get to the fake news part of this. This is Doug Aolfson, Liberal Party of Canada candidate for Charles Wood, St. James, Assiniboia. Headingley ER doctor, a progressive voice. Is he progressive conservative? No, he's progressive liberal. So he writes, talking about an article, which we're going to go read the article because you have to know, lawyer senses tingling. I'm being lied to. I'm being misled. Although, it was a dead giveaway when his Twitter bio started with liberal candidate. I'm not partisan. I'm just realistic. Not that I don't trust many conservatives much more. Danielle Smith out of Alberta, I'm trusting a little more now. If I were in Alberta voting, I know who I would vote for. To the extent that they didn't have a People's Party of Canada candidate, because it's provincial elections, not federal. So I don't trust conservatives much more, but I just know liberals, Liberal Party of Canada, are corrupt liars through and through, and I have yet to find an exception. I'm sure there is one. I have yet to find them. Of an honest, trustworthy, principled Liberal Party of Canada member of Parliament. Haven't found one. Dr. Doug Ailson says it's almost as if rich people donate to parties that want to lower taxes for rich people. No, that's such an amazingly insightful thought. Except you're a godforsaken liar. Hold on a second. Let's just read the article real quick first. Here's the article. I just say, okay. First of all, I don't know. I'm not an election lawyer expert, but I do know that there are limits on individual donations. I know this because when I donated to the Conservative Party of Quebec, Eric Duhem, when I donated to them, I think I was running it through and I think it went through twice. And then I got a notice saying you've donated more than $200 maximum. So we've reimbursed your second one. If there's a $200 limit, I was fairly certain. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So I just had to go read the article because it didn't make sense. Oh, look at that. Rich people donating to the Conservatives. And there's another kicker in this that I'm going to get to in a second. Let's just read the article. Conservatives out-fundraise Liberals by nearly $5 million in the first quarter of 2023. Huh. It's amazing. There's no way to win this, by the way. There's no way to win this. Well, okay, we'll get there in a second. There's no way to win this because if they don't outraise the Liberals run with the headline, Conservatives can't even outraise the Liberals. That's how unpopular they are. Outraise the Liberals? Let's find a way to condemn that. One guy yesterday said hate farming is a lucrative business, talking about Pierre Poilievre. When they outfundraise you, it's either hatred or corrupt rich people looking out for their self-interest. If they don't outraise you, that's because you're so much more popular than them. That is what you call motivated, political, dishonest reasoning. No, there's no way for conservatives to win. Raise less, you're losers. Raise more, you're liars. But the Liberals are liars. Point. Full stop. New sentence. Conservatives out-fundraise Liberals by nearly $5 million first quarter. Okay, well, it's interesting. Let's hear. It was rich people donating to the Conservatives for tax breaks for rich people. Okay. The Conservative Party of Canada brought in more donations during the first 3 months of the year than any other federal party. Financial statements from Elections Canada show that the Conservatives raised more than $8.3 million in the first quarter of the year from nearly 46,000 donations. Now, I'm no mathematician, and I've already done the math. I'm going to do it again just to show you here. So let's just see. Because when that liberal liar, Dr. Ailson, said it's rich people donating for tax breaks for the rich. What taste did that leave in your mouth? What was it here? Everyone who can do math like at the top of their head. My dad's watching now, probably saying, David, you idiot, I failed. You can't do this math in your head. 8.3 million divided by 46,000 equals one. Are we seeing this here? You can't see this. Hold on. Yeah, you can. $180.43. I think the limit is 200. So what does that mean? It means that it's not rich people donating to the Conservatives, by and large, on average. Some people are like, well, that could have been $40 million from a handful of super donors and then a bunch of small, $1 donations from 20,000. Horse crap. What is it? It's liberals lying. Period. How do you know that they're lying? They block the truth, people. So I went to this tweet after finding out the truth. And I wrote to Mr. Doug Ailson. I tried to be polite. Maybe I wasn't. You godforsaken liar. $8.3 million from 46,000 donations. That's a lot of donations, by the way, is less than $200 on a donation on average. That's not rich people donating to lower their taxes. That's everyday Canadians donating because your party is a party of scum. Was that too harsh? Chat, was that too harsh? 1, yes, Viva, that was too harsh. Listen to what your grandmother said to you. If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. 2, hell no, they deserve it and also deserve to be voted out of office and never hold any position of power ever again. So maybe that was a little harsh. It took all of 2 minutes for that dishonest coward to block me on Twitter. Let me see where it was here. Did I get the block? I know I got the block. Did I bring up the block is the question. It took 2 minutes to block me. And it's an amazing thing, by the way. The guy's not blocking me because he doesn't want to hear what I have to say, although he probably is. He's blocking me so that he can continue lying to his ignorant, willfully blind, or equally dishonest followers. They don't block you so they don't hear you because they know the retorts to their dishonest arguments. They block you so that their echo chamber does not get a dose of the truth. Yes, C11. And that's another joke. I just wait until they don't have to do it manually. Oh, this is this pesky block button. Let's just make it not discoverable. Let's make Viva's truth not discoverable. You've been C11. So that's it. So he blocked me within 2 minutes. Let me see. I mean, and then I just, I jokingly tweeted, my goodness, it would be a shame if everyone just goes and ratios the truth on the lies. And it's an amazing thing. It's like you have to have the inkling, are you being misled to? And what do you need to know from the fact that's being alleged in order to disprove, attenuate, or confirm the fact? Yeah, rich people donating to the Conservatives. What Canadian doesn't want to lower their taxes, by the way? Spoiler alert, you also, nincompoop, the people who pay the most taxes, they're not the uber rich who have uber creative real estate accounting methods of having properties and amortizing the loss of the property against income. They're not those people who are paying a lot in taxes. It's the middle people who pay a butt ton of taxes. Who wouldn't want to reduce their taxes? You think liberals like paying their taxes so they can see Justin Trudeau go and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to take holidays, vacations, go sing Bohemian Rhapsody at the Queen's funeral? You think any rational Canadian wants to be stolen from this corrupt government so they can then take their taxpayer dollars and ship it to finance foreign conflict while Canadians are sitting there waiting in record-long lineups at food banks? Oh yeah, no, that's conservative greed right there for the mother country. How dare you not want to pay your taxes? All of them. Pay taxes out the wazoo in Canada. Nobody has any idea how much we actually pay in taxes, and I can tell you it's painful. But there was something else. Let's do the Canadian gun laws on YouTube before heading over. I talked about it. It was actually it was quite interesting. It was my introduction to the wild world of the interest of gun laws in Canada. Let me see this here. I got it. Viva Frei, gun ban. I did this video. I at the time knew very little about. I knew very little about firearm laws, and I knew I didn't realize there was. It brews under the surface, but it's there nonetheless. Despite what the media tells you, Canadians are happy at being totally disarmed, having any form of firearm ownership criminalized. They're very happy being sitting ducks in their homes and just waiting for the police to get there in the event that they have to. There's absolutely no interest in Canada in firearm ownership. That was the impression I had until relatively recently. I did this video. God, who is that? Who the hell is that guy? Let's just hear what he has to say.
Regardless of how you might feel about this particular law, this is not how laws should be passed in a free and democratic society.
Hi, Viva. This video, 262,000 views. It was, I did not, this was my confirmation that there's not just an interest in firearm laws and the criminalization of self-defense in Canada, but that there's a lot of Canadians out there who actually believe in gun ownership. That entire video, what year was that? That was, I know it was it was in COVID. I was stuck in my car. That video, I did that video May 5, 2020. That was shortly after the Nova Scotia shooting, when Justin Trudeau, under the cloak of, wait, was it after the Nova Scotia shooting? Hold on one second. Nova Scotia shooting. Yeah, April 18, 2020. It was after the Nova Scotia shooting, just had to double check, because Justin Trudeau invoked the Nova Scotia shooting, which was done with unlawfully procured firearms from an individual who seemed to be an informant or working with the government, based on the fact that this individual took out almost $500,000 from his private banking account in the days leading up or following, or around the incident, had what was either a very good replica of an RCMP vehicle or an actual RCMP vehicle and uniform, was on the loose for about 20, well, how long was it? About 12 hours more before the authorities announced that the individual was driving a replica RCMP vehicle with a number of firearms that were unlawfully procured after having taken out several $100,000 from a private banking account. There's a lot of questions about that Nova Scotia shooting that remain unanswered. And Jeremy McKenzie is one of the individuals who blew the whistle on a lot of it and suffered the consequences as a result of it. So it was after that, under the cloak of darkness, in the shutdown of COVID, that Justin Trudeau comes in with an order in council ban on something like 1,500 firearms. There were some stories at the time that it actually included like airsoft rifles and other stuff. I'm not sure that those stories panned out to be true, but neither here nor there. Order in council means the legislation provided for the minister to unilaterally say, we're amending this regulation to add firearms, 1,500 firearms, overnight, cloak of darkness. I made that video, made people aware of that problem, and people discovered that problem. Justin Trudeau, under his leadership, under his destructive leadership, has criminalized basically gun ownership at large in Canada. Since his tenure, since 2015, has put into effect the strictest gun laws. I mean, I think anywhere, it's an ironic thing that he's put in the strictest gun laws. And despite that, let's just take one graph here. We have to, despite Justin Trudeau came into power in 2015. This is the best, these are the best stats I could find, summarily searching the interwebs. 2015, 180 homicides by shooting in Canada. About the same as 2004. 2021, it's not quite doubled, but close to. It's up, let's just say it's up 100, it's up 60%. Despite the increasingly stringent gun laws. What was the other one here? Oh, there was gun violence. Trends in violent crime and firearm-related violent crime. So I'm not interested necessarily in violent crime because, I mean, that's not relevant to firearm laws and firearm restrictions. But look at the violence here. Look at this. Justin Trudeau came into power in 2015. It was already sort of on the spike, and then it continues to go up. What was the context of the tweet? Let me refresh this here and just see what it was that Justin Trudeau was trying to sell us. Justin Trudeau. We're taking action to keep Canadians safe from gun violence. Last year, we introduced Canada's strongest gun control legislation in a generation. And yesterday, Marco Mendicino, the liar, who lied about the RCMP asking the federal government to invoke the Emergencies Act. Liar. Marco Mendicino, he's the Minister of Justice? Minister of Public Safety, sorry. The liar. He is a bona fide, confirmed liar. He lied about the RCMP asking the federal government to invoke the Emergencies Act. They didn't. He lied about truckers going around threatening women with rape at the Ottawa protest. He's a confirmed, bold-faced, in-your-face, remorseless liar. So what did he have to say? Oh yeah, Marco Mendicino announced measures to make that legislation even stronger. It's ironic that he keeps making the firearm legislation stronger and stronger in a generation. Look at that. 180, 230, 260. And this doesn't include 2022 and 2023. 2023 is currently going on. It's an amazing thing. As the laws get stricter and stricter, somehow, the gun violence problem itself gets worse and worse. It's almost like criminals don't follow the law, and ordinary law-abiding citizens are now left to be sitting ducks to the criminals who don't follow the law. C'est miracle. Oh. So much for supporting the natives. Oh no, he was going to make an exemption for hunting. But I think Canadians are getting sensitized to this now. Let me see if I can find this Viva Frei self-defense tweet. I was having a discussion with someone. I was having a discussion with someone who was basically saying, who didn't fully appreciate how our right to self-defense is literally criminalized. Literally. How do you spell nunchucks? Nunchucks? Find this tweet. It's classic. I won't be able to find it. In Canada, self-defense is literally criminalized, and people don't understand. They think it's limited. Firearms. Nobody needs a gun. Nobody needs an AR. Nobody needs an assault-style rifle. Nobody needs a handgun. Nobody needs them. Nobody's allowed to have them. Period. You cannot protect your home with a firearm in Canada. Why? Because if you go get an unrestricted license for a long arm or rifle, you specifically are getting it for hunting or competitive reasons. If you actually go out, take the course and say, why do you want this rifle? Because you take an exam. It's a 2-day course. You take an exam. You got to say why I want this rifle. You got to go have a background check, certificate de bonne conduite. If you say that I want this 12-gauge shotgun for self-defense, you will get refused. You cannot get a small arm, a handgun for self-defense either, setting aside some very, very exceptional exceptions under the law. So long arms, which are not restricted. If you say you're getting one for self-defense or you want one for home defense, you won't get it. You can only get it for hunting. And small arms are just outright restricted, and even more so now. And yet somehow gun crimes keeps going up. But it's not just that guns are prohibited for self-defense. You can't own pepper spray in Canada. You can't own tasers. You can't own what's the taser, and you can't own a stun gun. You can't walk around with a baseball bat or have a baseball bat in the trunk of your car if the purpose of that baseball bat in the trunk of the car is for self-defense. You are not allowed carrying a weapon for the purposes of self-defense. And as the legal joke always goes, if you have a baseball bat in the trunk of your car in Canada, you'd better have a glove and a ball with it. Sitting ducks, and I think a bunch of Canadians now are starting to realize it. And there's nothing like having a tyrant behave like an ever increasing tyrant to make people realize, wait a minute. The RCMP now that has been weaponized against me, that's my last line of defense. I'm supposed to wait for them to come to my house if someone's breaking down my front door. I'm supposed to wait for them. The same ones that beat the ever-loving piss out of military veterans at Ottawa. Those are the ones I'm calling for help. But you know what the other thing is? Good luck even owning a gun in Canada, because in Quebec there's a registry for the non-restricted long arms. Good luck owning a gun in Canada. The government literally has you on a list. Okay, I think we can move on over to Rumble. I think we've done good here, people. Tucker Carlson, and I got a clip. Holy crabapple! They're coming for Tucker. They're coming hard, and they're coming nasty, because we are always honest. I don't like saying if we're being honest. I am always honest. It's very difficult to rationalize or to explain away, at the very least, one sentence in an otherwise extremely laudable private text message that was leaked to the public. We're going to talk about it. But it's outrageous. Oh my flipping God. I just got here. What about the diplomats getting permanent Canadian citizenship? I don't know what that is. Okay, and we'll get there in a second. All right, everybody, let me see. I did just get the link here. Here's Rumble. Head on over to Rumble. We're going to talk about some stuff. And what else did we do? Did I forget anything here? No, I didn't. Oh, the camera just got, look at that. Now it's trapped. That's that. What are you looking for? What are you looking for, CCP? I'll show you what I got. I got nothing back there. What does it say? Here, hold on. Here. Okay, more over. Okay, that says, that was the kid sign when we're live. This, no. Well, these are fossils, and there's a Polaroid camera. Okay, get down here. There's a Polaroid cube that was once upon a time a camera that I had that a seagull took, flew off, dropped in the Lachine Canal, and I found it 5 months later. I made a video about it. It was great. Okay. Let's go to Rumble. 3, 2,